Okay,
Yep.
well, once upon a time, kind of Sam Darnold was a swing at quarterback for the New York Jets. They made another swing with Justin Fields on a 2-year, $40 million contract. It was perhaps a little bit unsurprising once the word started circulating that perhaps that wasn't going to happen with the Steelers. What do you think about Fields' fit in New York?
Well, I think if you want to value Fields in fantasy, this is what you wanted because he's going to play, right? That's the thing with Justin Fields. It's not, is he valuable in fantasy? You look at his 6 starts last year. He was a top 12 quarterback in 3 of them. He was QB1 in 1 of them in an offense that didn't want him throwing the ball or doing much of anything. I think we could all agree Garrett Wilson is better than George Pickens. Breece Hall is a better pass-catching back than Najee Harris. So this is better for Justin Fields, who Aaron Glenn wants the quarterback to run the football. Tanner Engstrand from the Lions wants the quarterback to be under center to develop the play-action passing game. So from a fantasy perspective, this puts Fields in a great line. For the Jets, it's a ticket, like it's a lotto ticket, because what were your other options? You're going to play Tyrod until, unfortunately, Tyrod kind of gets hurt every year, sign Marcus Mariota or Carson Wentz. Like, those are the names they were connected to. So for the Jets, it's an upside swing. We'll see if it works. History kind of tells you these things don't always work out that way, but he's fantasy relevant right out of the gate.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Lawrence, do you think that Justin Fields is high variance? Do you think he has a lot of upside left, or do you think we kind of know what Justin Fields is now?
I think we're getting close to knowing what he is, but this is an actual chance where he has he has some structure around him. You get a new coach in there, and Aaron Glenn, he's a good coach. You see what the Bears are doing right now? They never did that when he was there. He played the 6 games in Pittsburgh. We was like, he played better than he's played.
Took care of the ball.
So now he's got that number 1 receiver. He's got those running backs, and you got a hell of a defense over there that could play good when you have an offense that can sustain drives. So, I think this is going to be a big year for him, and this is the year where he says, well, I could be a franchise quarterback or I cannot. I think he comes out on top of that.
Lawrence, this is kind of the stuff that you and I talked about on Worse Lands. It's the number 1 Jets podcast. I don't know if it's been covered on Badlands yet.
No, we haven't heard of it yet.
Okay, but on Worse Lands, Lawrence and I talked about this, and all my friends that are Jets fans, not Connor, but all my real friends that are Jets fans, they're thrilled about this move, and I think they should be, right? Because it's a low risk roll of the dice. They can draft a quarterback this year and develop it, or they can wait till next year as well, because you've got a veteran, Tyrod Taylor, behind Justin Fields. But Justin Fields is somebody who has had success at the NFL level. He has not had consistent success at the NFL level, but he has had success at the NFL level. This is somebody who was a highly touted prospect out of Ohio State. He was a top 12 overall draft pick, and no one was scratching their heads at the time going like, what were the Bears doing right there? And so now he comes into a system where there's a plan, and the Jets need to add to the offense. They need to add to the offensive line. They need to add another weapon outside of Garrett Wilson. But to your point, fantasy-wise, we're excited because another viable starting quarterback has been added to the player pool. The 6 games in Pittsburgh that you mentioned, he was a top 8 fantasy quarterback. Bingo. He has always put up fantasy points because of his legs, and I think you could make an argument that just with Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, he has better weapons than he's ever had at any point in his career. Here's him celebrating
He's
in
having a
Dubai,
good old time.
Lawrence.
Yeah, look at him.
He's got some friends. Who's with him?
Yeah, he should be very happy. He's a starting quarterback again, and that looks like my man Kyle Pitts right there.
No.
That is Kyle Pitts. Did Kyle Pitts sign a new contract or something?
No.
He's smiling bigger than Justin Fields.
He's so happy.
He happy as hell. It's like, now I understand celebrating life, but that is the smile of a man who just went for 1,400 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. The only problem is that ain't what Kyle Pitts got. Kyle Pitts keeps celebrating life, man, but damn. Get on that field, dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Get on that field, man. We
Maybe
need
he
you.
knows something we don't. Is he
Maybe
going somewhere?
Yeah, maybe.
Is he going to the Jets?
Yeah, is he going with them? I don't think so.
Speaking of tight ends to the Jets.
By the way, didn't a lot has been made that Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson were together at Ohio State for a little time, but wasn't Tyler Conklin as well?
No, but they signed Josh Myers.
Is that who it is? I knew one of them, there was a tight end connection. Okay.
Jeremy, you're thinking of Jeremy Rucker.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, Jeremy Rucker.
Yep. So you had a Jets tight end in mind.
I had somewhere in there. In the back of my mind, I was like, I know there's like a Jets tight end. Whatever.
Fields was probably in like 6th grade when Conklin came to the NFL.
It's the off season. No one expects me to be in the pre-show meetings.
You did say something about them having to add more weapons outside of Garrett Wilson.
40 years old.
Yeah.
And they
Thomas
do.
Morstead also played with Justin Fields at Ohio State.
So did Vinny Testaverde. The Jets had a 7th overall pick, and Connor, we talked about this, the options they could go there. You brought up Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
I would like that if they could get Tyler Warren in there, because that helps you in the pass game, and it definitely helps you in the running game, and you can use him so many ways. How about a little trade for Chris Olave or something? Then you get the whole Ohio State band back together.
Yep.
Yeah, you might have to give up a little something.
Okay. Well,
but,
I'm being told that Daniel Jones, he played quarterback in college with Dallas
We're not
Clark.
talking about Geno?
Yeah. No, we talked about Geno. I think
Not
we
in
covered
Las
Geno.
Vegas, we didn't talk about Geno,
Is
but
there
whatever.
much to say about Geno?
No, it's fine. Geno's a low-end QB2. The only positive here is Chip Kelly plays at a very fast pace of play, and so maybe they use Geno a little bit.
Brock Bowers will be a beast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll be fine. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.